some out. Hey, yeah, just two brothers, yeah, yeah. Come tune in, they got guests, they got others, yeah, yeah. President chat, they got talks like no others, yeah, yeah. Cause it's a family up in here, we love each other, yeah, yeah. Let's do this Saturday night, yeah. It's a Mizzle does show, yeah, the Mizzle does show, yeah. Mizzle does show, yeah, the Mizzle does show. It's a Mizzle does show, yeah, the Mizzle does show, yeah. Mizzle does show, yeah, the Mizzle does show.
Yes, we're back again. I am joined by the vigilante from Gotham City, and I am from World Headquarters. As a lot of interesting things happening in Week 1 of the 105th season of the National Football League. Some stuff that really kind of shocked us. Some things not so much. And then some things in between. Well, glad you are spending your lunch with us. We appreciate that.
Indeed.
So what's on the menu for lunch? Let's just start there. But nonetheless, welcome to number 244, where we'll recap Week 1 of the National Football League. I'm still not happy with the Mouse House right now, because you literally are forcing me to go to a sports book tonight just to watch my doggone team play the East Rutherford Jets, when I should be in the friendly confines of my home doing that. So, Disney and Direct, get y'all crap together, because if I got to do this again the next time.
So wait, you won't be able to log into ESPN Plus and watch it?
That might be my last option,
because I do have that, because I have the Mouse House. That's ESPN Plus, Hulu, and so if it's on ESPN, that's how I watched the what game is that they had going on, and when they didn't get the deal, they took it off, and I was able to watch it on ESPN.
What, your Seminoles losing to Boston College?
That might have been it.
Got it.
It's not been a good week for football for me.
No, it hasn't. But in one situation, it's week 2.
It's only week 1.
It's yes. And to you fan bases that are crying that the sky is falling, shut up. Technically, if you want to get technical, this is preseason week 4.
For certain teams, they didn't start their starters.
Or preseason week 1 for the starters.
Exactly. So
everybody chill out. Everybody just chill. I mean, good grief. Like,
what did we say on one of our previous shows? We didn't say the season's not really going to kick off until week 3, week 4. For some.
Yes.
You saw a lot of sloppy tackling out there. You saw it was just slop. I mean, some teams play good, that's what they do. Hell, even the Chiefs looked not that great.
No.
So it's week fucking 1. Calm down, take it easy. Breathe, and what Aaron Rodgers say, relax, man.
Yes.
There's some positives that came out of some games.
Mr. Corey, I'm glad that you have YouTube TV and a 120-inch projector. Good for you. That's a good way to watch some football games in the backyard for sure.
Yeah, ain't you paying for that, though? YouTube TV ain't cheap, especially if you got the Sunday ticket package.
You are absolutely correct on that.
Hey, I was watching Red Zone, perfectly fine.
Yes.
All football games were on TV. I was good.
Well, yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you again to Mr. Vera for letting me visit. Always a good time in the Vera household.
How was it? Street tacos, by the way?
Very, very good. El Pastor and carne asada and chicken. You can never go wrong.
Oh yeah, that's winning all the time.
Yeah. That is forever the champion of tacos. But we'll just get into it. The Arizona Cardinals almost made us say hold our beer, but Josh Allen in the East and the Orchard Park. Yes, tacos for all. Yes. As they like to say, nom nom. Yes, indeed. But The Bills came back. They were down 17-3, and then Josh Allen decided to put the cape on and say, hop on, boys. I'm
let's do this.
Damn near do it all. But at the end of the day, the Bills do get the win over the Cardinals, 34-28. Even though there was some injury concerns about Josh Allen, but we'll figure out what's going on today. Kyler Murray was the team's rusher, which, again, if the quarterback is your team's leading rusher and passer, that's normally a problem, and that normally means you lose the game. But Keon Coleman had a nice debut, 4 catches, 51 yards. The Florida State Seminole trying to help that void that is missing Stephon Diggs, who we'll get to momentarily. But the Bills just found a way to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, just get the win over as they scored 24 unanswered points in the second half and held the Cardinals to 11 as the Bills go to one and only season. I mean, the Cardinals did some good things.
This is true. Unless you're in there, but they still took an L too, though.
Yeah.
Good luck for my
Raiders. That's not a good way to go into week 2. For sure.
Especially when you have Derrick Henry back there. Lamar Jackson should not be your leading rusher. Just
no, he should not.
He should not. I know it's part of their offense, and that's who he is. But when you got King Henry back there, your quarterback should not be your leading rusher. That's just my opinion.
No, you need to utilize that bell cow because you paid him that money for a reason. You primed him away from the Titans for a reason.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I instantly thought that he was going to Arlington and he was going to be a Cowboy, but the Ravens primed him away. But nonetheless, they get the win. Perhaps the upset of the day because nobody had this coming. I don't think even the most diehard of Patriots fans had this coming. But you know what, Gerard Mayo? Congrats to you on getting your first win as a head coach.
Sir.
As the Patriots somehow, some way, get the win in the jungle of Cincinnati.
They almost let it slip. They almost let it slip. They held on.
They did, but they held on. I mean, they shut out the Bengals. They had okay. Mr. Davidson, why did you see it coming? Because I know you are a Patriots fan, so please do tell of why you had this coming. Of the Bengals being upset in Cincinnati by your beloved Patriots. But at the end of the day, well, since Joe Burrow has been there, and I don't know why this is, but the Bengals have always been a slow starting team, and they pick it up towards the second half of the season. I don't know why that is.
Yes.
But it has been that way since they have drafted Joe Burrow. But Jacoby Brissett took care of the ball. He was efficient, 15-24 for 121 yards. But again, Mr. Stevenson was the guy that kept drives alive and utilized the run game as he had 120 yards on 25 carries and was averaging almost 5 yards a carry. That certainly will help you win a lot of games if you
definitely
solidify and use the run game to the best of your ability. And not to mention, the Patriots were 6 of 15 on third downs. So about almost close to half, they kept drives alive, and you normally win. But I think the thing that, I mean, now, obviously, the Patriots, you can't go 1 for 4 in the red zone and expect to win games consistently, as the Bengals only had 2 attempts and got it 1 time. But obviously, the Bengals missed Joe Mixon, who had a very nice debut in Houston, and we'll get to that momentarily. So the Bengals have got to figure out who's going to be the complement to the run game to Joe Burrow, because you just can't have Joe Burrow just airing it out all game long. You got to be able to have some type of balance.
Oh, yes, indeed.
In the run game. But at the end of the day, Patriots get the win over the Bengals by a final score of 60-10. Like I said, Gerard Mayo got the game ball from Patriots owner Bob Kraft in the locker room. And Gerard Mayo's like, I'm okay with the Gatorade shower, just don't damage my shoes. So the shoes were not damaged. But congrats to Gerard Mayo, longtime Patriot player, getting his first win in his NFL debut as the Patriots beat the Bengals 16-10. The East Rutherford Giants should never wear those red jerseys ever again. First off, you look like the Montreal Canadiens of the National Hockey League.
Look, them jerseys was hideous.
And even so, the ball playing of the Giants was hideous, as Sam Darnold was very impressive in his Vikings debut. Was efficient, 19 of 24 for 208, threw 2 touchdowns, had 1 pick. Daniel Jones, the Boo Birds, and the restlessness is getting is starting to unfold in the tri-state area, where the Giants play. And perhaps is Brian Dable's job on the line? We don't know. But Aaron Jones had a nice debut for the Vikings, former Packer. 14 carries, 94 yards, found the end zone. JJ, even though he didn't get the yards, still found the end zone in his 4 catches for 59 yards, as the Giants definitely missed Saquon Barkley, who was getting off to a very good start in they should never wear trash paper brown pants. Oh.
Definitely agree to that.
Yeah. Those 1925 jerseys.
Keep it there. Keep them there. It wasn't it.
Now, here's what I don't get. Now, in this game, the Giants went 7 of 18 on third downs. That's very good. That's very good. And the Vikings only went 3 for 10. Now, the Giants ran 17 more plays than the Vikings, 68 to 51. But again, when you throw 2 interceptions, that normally is the killer. And the fact that he got sacked 5 times, which the O-line was not doing a lot of protection.
Not at all.
Yes. Jordan, as much as I can't stand that team, I do love the old school Steve Largent jerseys. I do. I really do.
Yes.
And it was nice to see those make a return for the first time in a long time yesterday.
Yeah.
Can't stand the team, but those particular jerseys I do like.
They're pretty nice.
Definitely reminds you of Jim Zorn and Steve Largent.
Or Sean Alexander.
And the great Cortez Kennedy. Ricky Waters wearing that damn uniform.
Rick Meyer wore that uniform.
And the great Joey Galloway with his fast ass from Ohio State.
Yes.
Yeah, so and of course, can't forget about the great Kenny Easley, Jacob Green. Of course, it just reminds you of the loud ass Kingdome when they used to call that home for many, many seasons. But Vikings get the win, 28-6. And yesterday in Chicago, it was the 2005-2006 Chicago Bears all over again, as the defense provided the offense for the Chicago Bears, as it really was dire straits at Soldier Field, as the Titans had a 17-0 lead.
It's looking pretty good, too.
It seemed like the Titans were going to run away with this.
Yeah.
And then the Bears defense just said, you know what? Hold this. And defense just said we're going to put it on. We're just going to put it on our backs. I mean, I'm sure Caleb Williams will have better days. He was
Keenan Allen dropped some passes too,
which is rare.
That touchdown he dropped was very shocking.
Yeah, that's very rare because you don't see Keenan Allen drop balls.
No,
that's just something that doesn't happen. And I think they're finally here. Hold on 1 second. Carry while I do some more.
Yeah, well, Caleb Williams is decent. He wasn't bad looking. The Bears don't have Devin Hester. Yeah. Well, a lot of teams don't have a Devin Hester. They would like to have a Devin Hester, especially with the way the special teams is going right now. But it was just like again, a lot of these teams did not play their starters in the preseason. You're going to see sloppy football for the first 2 weeks. It's just going to happen. It's what it is, especially when you don't practice enough. They can't be in padded practices. You know, they're limited to that. You know, so it's going to happen. Like I said, week 3 is when everything should start clicking and you start to see some better quality football on the field. You saw a lot of penalties in the Baltimore Raven game because they couldn't line up. You know, if that's the rule. That's the rule. They got to call it. So everything can get buttoned up. So like we said earlier, if your team took an L, which, mine took a dramatic L, hey, I saw positives out the game. So
Yeah.
What Caleb Williams went through, it's just, even though he did play in the preseason, but he didn't play with a lot of starters. So everybody's getting things together and a button up. Right.
Well, to answer your question, Jordan, it worked because there was actually a kickoff return for a touchdown yesterday with this new kickoff rule, as DJ Dallas of the Cardinals took one back 96 yards to the house with this kickoff rule. So, I mean, that was my main thing. What was we going to get a return out of that? And it happened. DJ Dallas took 196 yards. So, I mean, I know the return, again, and I've said this many times, I mean, the return game, be it punt or kickoff, a lot of times can be the energizer for a team to get back in football games when the offense is just looking sluggish.
Field position.
Exactly. I mean, you think of all the great return guys: Biasika Himo, Mel Gray, obviously Dion, obviously Devin Hester, obviously Dave Meckett. I mean, Eric Metcalf, John Taylor, before he became a predominant wide receiver, he was a punt returner and was a damn good
Rocket
one.
Ishmael.
Yes, him.
Quadri, Desmond Howard.
Won a Super Bowl MVP because of that. So I mean, the return game is huge, and I mean, if it can bring some excitement back, and be an element to help your team, I mean, we'll see.
So be it.
I mean, obviously they adopted this from the UFL, just like a lot of the camera stuff that you see now. The original XFL with Vince McMahon started that, and the NFL, copied it. As they always say, it's a copycat league. So, you copycat all this technology, this technological stuff. Hopefully, Rome Odunze, the Bears rookie, is okay. He left the game with an injury. Waiting on an MRI for that. But for the Bears, it does not get easy because, as before Cleophas has to go back to work, he says, I have to head back. I love y'all. Love you too. The Red Charger game was hella good. The Lions game was hella good. Go Niners. I'll let y'all later. And peace, love, and chicken grease. And Zelly already going in. DC4 didn't look bad yesterday, Miz. Raiders should think twice. LOL.
That ship has sailed. The organization has moved on. So is him. I don't think there will be no reunion. There should be no reunion. He needed a fresh start. The New Orleans Saints is giving it to him. We just haven't found the replacement. Do I think he could have had 1 or 2 more years? Yes, but not going backwards. Looking forward.
Mm-hmm. But that's a very good question, Mr. Davidson. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the last time that happened.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
That is very, very I mean, it's happened before. I know that. It definitely has happened. Happened before, but nonetheless, hopefully Odunze is okay.
Yeah. They said it was his knee, right?
Yeah, it was his knee. We're getting to that, cuz we're getting to that. Hold on.
As you just read just read what I said after all the comments go back, and that's all you need to know.
But I will say this. It was a struggle at times, but again, Bo Nix gave y'all a chance to win that game in Seattle. It's week 1.
You sound like Uncle Bobby.
And you know what? Kudos to Patrick Surtain Jr. for sticking up for his quarterback yesterday, because some of y'all fans are just off your rocker. But kudos to Pat Surtain, who just got paid defending his quarterback. And speaking of the Saints did what they were supposed to do. Take care of business against the Panthers. Put up a 40 burger. They beat the Panthers 47-10. Carr was solid, 19-23, 200 yards, 3 TDs. Alvin Kamara looked like Alvin Kamara. He found the end zone. Give me some fantasy points, young man. Shaheed, 3 catches, 73 yards, and a tutty. Like I said, the Panthers will have better days. Hopefully they'll put the foundation together. But I mean, the Saints did what they're supposed to do. And normally, if you go 7 for 13 on third downs, you normally win the game.
Yes.
That's just what it comes down to it. So Saints get the win, 47-10. The Saints have an interesting matchup in week 2. We'll get to that in a second. Now, as we always say on this show, the golden rule.
It was proven, right?
You don't go against Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, okay.
And
now you see why.
And even though the Steelers did not score a single touchdown in this game, the leg of Chris Boswell got them to a victory. But at the end of the day, it was the Steelers defense that shut down the Falcons offense. As you see the Steelers defense pitch a shutout as the Falcons did not score any points in the second half and got the win 18-10. Jordan, I moved, and so far we haven't had this technical issue
until people keep talking about it, and then that's when it happens. Yeah, so let's leave the Wi-Fi alone and just be blessed that it's working for him right now.
Yes.
So let's drop the Wi-Fi questions, please, before y'all bring the bad luck over to the Wi-Fi, and then we will have issues. Thank you.
Yes. All right, so Zelly, that's a very good question. Yes. I mean, you're 36 trying to come off a torn Achilles. To adjust the medicine, the technology, the weights, all that has improved,
not 20.
And you can get back quicker.
Yeah.
But you're not, but you don't, as you learn advancing in this walk of life, you don't heal as quick as you do in your 20s and your early 30s. So I mean it did see that, but also Kirk Cousins showed up like he does. He threw 2 picks, he fumbled the ball, which led to the Steelers taking advantage and kicking some field goals. Justin Fields took care of the ball, 17-23 for 156.
He actually looked good.
Najee Harris ran for 70 yards on the ground. George Pickens back home in Georgia. The Bulldog had 6 catches for 85 yards. But
a nice one too. Falling down. Yeah, that was a good catch.
Yeah. So the Steelers know they have to find the end zone. And I'm sure they will. But again, when you put a young guy like Fields in a setting, it's the tradition of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's tradition. It's winning. And more importantly than all of that, it's stability. That's what you think when you look at that Steelers logo, where you go to the Steel City, where you look at Heinz Field. I don't care what the name of that stadium is. It's Heinz Field, dadgummit.
All day, every day.
Just all day, every day. But when you go to their headquarters, you see stability. You see tradition. You see the Rooney way. And we'll get to that, because that's going to be that's the big question I have for the Jets tonight as they play in Santa Clara against my beloved team. That factor.
Okay.
Well, the Dolphins did everything they possibly could to try to give the Jaguars the victory in week 1, as the Jags were up 17-7 at the half. It was a heck of a day for the Dolphins, as Tyreek Hill and Calais Campbell being involved in some early morning stuff. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins rallied to come back to get the win. Tyreek Hill is still fast and can still go 80 yards in the quickness with the best of them. Tua Tagovailoa struggled at times, but made the plays that he needed to make. And Jason Sanders, at the end of the day, 52 yards with the walk-up, says thank you very much, as the Dolphins struggled in the Battle of Florida against the Jaguars, but got the win at the end of the day by a final score of 20-17. Now, this game here was fun and exciting to watch, as the Texans and the Colts did not disappoint whatsoever.
Did you see that bomb that Richardson threw?
Oh, to Pierce?
Oh, my God. with the pressure in his face, and for him to launch that ball how high he did,
he
and
didn't
for it to
even
go
step.
that distance,
Didn't even step into the throw. That was just all arm. And Mr. Davidson, you just proved my point of what I just said about the Pittsburgh Steelers. That part right there, folks.
Yes, and with 3 coaches.
That right there.
Three coaches.
3 coaches.
Let's throw that in there too. With 3 coaches. Stability.
So again,
stability.
Stability. There's a reason why I call the Steelers one of the best ran sports organizations in North America sports. Yeah, exactly. That is nothing but God-given talent by that man.
That man launched that ball. But wait, the thing about it, how he launched it, the receiver still had to run under the ball to catch it. He led him. Yeah. It wasn't underthrown. It wasn't like, oh my God, the receiver had to adjust to come back to it. No. Put your arm out and run through it. I saw some amazing throws yesterday. Even Derek Carr, like I said, I hit you with one where Derek Carr dropped the bomb. I'm like, yo.
Oh, yeah.
That looked like old DC. That looked like that MVP DC throw.
Yeah,
that was
the throw to Shaheed was right on the money. Absolutely. And really in this game, the difference in this game between the Colts and the Texans was a missed 2-point attempt.
Yep.
That was the difference.
This division is going to be fun to watch, though, and it was just proven right there week 1.
Yes,
that's what you're going to get. I mean, every time these teams play against each other in this division,
it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight to win this division.
Hell, even though I picked the Jaguars showed you playing the Dolphins, they were winning. So that division is going to be the South is going to AFC South is just entertaining football.
Yeah, it really is. They are, but hopefully they can get on the right track.
They got the right coach.
Bryce Young does.
I do like their coach.
Bryce Young has some talent. They just got to. They just have to bring it together. But Pierce 3 catches, 125. Nico Collins 6 catches, $117, and Stephon Diggs only had 6 catches, but 2 of those found the end zone. Joe Mixon, Joe Mixon might be the best signing of this free agent period. 30 carries, 159 yards, 1 TD,
workhorse,
averaging 5.3 yards a rush.
That's going to help out CJ Stroud so much.
Stroud threw for 234 with 2 TDs and no picks, as the Texans and Colts did not disappoint as they get the win 29-27. Seahawks busting out the old Steve Larker jerseys. We're in a dogfight with the Broncos.
That game was exciting too to watch.
They got the win at the end of the day, 26-20. And again, I said this the minute the Seahawks draft him. I don't want to see him 2 times a year. And I'm talking about that man from Michigan State.
Kenneth Walker?
Mr. Kenneth Walker III. 20 carries, $103, 1 TD. Tyler Lockett, 6 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. Geno had the pick, but Geno found the end zone with his touchdown run, 18-25 for $171 a touchdown. Now, like I said, Knicks, there was struggles, but there were some plays that he did make. Obviously, he did show flashes. That touchdown run was very Steve Young-esque, bouncing off of tacklers and just finding a way to get in the end zone. And like I said,
you saw that in college, though. You saw that in college.
You did.
With that. So that's pretty much shocked at that. But I wouldn't hang my I know they're my division, but I wouldn't hang my head low. Bronco fans, Zelly.
No, I wouldn't.
Once, like I said, it's week 1, and everything's coming together. He looked pretty good. He looked all right.
Speaking of looking good, as Oos,
yes,
he is. No, he is. I mean, he showed that at Auburn. He really showed that when he transferred to Oregon. But like I said,
really showed it at Oregon.
When he went to Oregon, it definitely worked on his mechanics.
Yep.
And worked on his throwing motions. I mean, there's still some inaccuracies there, no question about that. But I mean, if you are a fan of Broncos country, you have to be inspired because, like I said, he did show some good things, and You can only go up from you. You have to be encouraged, and of course, Sean Payton. I'm pretty sure Sean Payton will coach him up, and he will get better as the season progresses.
Yep,
no question about that. Speaking of looking good, as Oos likes to call him, Reagan Mayfield. Baker was indeed cooking yesterday against the Commanders as the Buccaneers put up 37 on the Commanders, 37-20. He was 24-30, 289, not one, not two, not three, but man threw for 4 touchdown passes. And, oh, by the way, Mike Evans caught 2 of them. So for those that are saying that
that team is just going to be good. They're just going to be good.
And welcome back, Chris Godwin.
It damn near might come down to the Saints and Buccaneers in that division. It damn sure might come down to them too. Because especially Baker looked like he picking up where he left off last year, and if Alvin Kamara continues to run like he's been running, that's gonna make life easy for Derek Carr. You know that the Saints can come with their defense,
and so does Tampa. So I mean,
that's gonna be fun to watch.
It's gonna be a dogfight with those two in the South, but for me, my guy Bucky Irving from Oregon had a very nice debut. 9 carries for 62 yards, almost had 7 yards a pop, and of course talking to our good buddies that are both Buccaneer fans with the Big Oos, and of course Country K. And Kay told me this early this morning. He said he think Bucky might be the starting running back by week 11. You won't get an argument from me.
There's no argument on that. There's no argument. Hell, you can have an argument to even put him close slightly in the top 5.
I mean, the man has had 1,000 yards every year of his career.
With the multiple quarterbacks, with Jameis Winston, he had over 1,000 yards. So just think about that.
Jameis Winston. I want to say Jamal Freeman.
Yes,
might have been one of his other quarterbacks.
Yes,
obviously he had Brady.
Yes,
Baker. I mean, that just goes to show you how much of a talent he is when you can still get and make plays. Having all these different quarterbacks and not being stable.
He did have Fitzmagic. Yep.
At the quarterback position.
Yes, he did.
He was a Buccaneer. Wow. Hell, Mike Glennon. I'm pretty sure Country K, if he was on, he could give you the list of Buccaneer quarterbacks.
Didn't they have a Johnson as a quarterback?
They had Brad, but I think
I'm not talking about Brad. I'm not the Brad Johnson. There was another Johnson, the one that.
Oh yeah, they had Josh Johnson. Yes, he was there.
Yeah. The man is just consistent.
Like I said, we need K and a list of Buccaneer quarterbacks throughout the whole career of
Well, you know the buck stops when it comes to Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that part.
Crab legs.
But Chris Godwin, welcome back. 8 catches, 83 yards, touchdown. Rashad White, of course, just 90 plus yards total offense. He had 31 yards rushing, 75 yards receiving. This Buccaneers offense, they can do some things, especially if Baker plays like that and takes care of the football. That he did too. Reason why he won a Heisman, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct, sir. But when you go 9 for 13 on third downs, that normally means you're having a very good day, and normally that means you're going to, or you should win.
But you know why they can play the way they play with on that offense is because of that defense. When you got a great defense, the playbook is like, you know what? We don't have to sit here and try to game manage.
I mean,
you know that you can put that defense on the field, and they're going to make a stop.
Yes. I mean, even though they lost Pat White, who was a fantastic player, who's now in Philadelphia. But as long as you got big number 50, Vita Vea, plugging up that middle, and you still got Levante David in the middle of that linebacking core, you're going to be fine. But then you also got Yaya Diaby, who's coming into his own. You got Tyron
Junior. I think I got Junior back there.
Yeah, Shokanita. You still got Antoine. You still got Antoine Winfield, obviously, controlling the backside, along with Jordan Whitehead protecting the backside.
Very good.
You still got Dean, and you still got Bryce Hall and McCollum. So I mean, like I said, Tampa 2 is going nowhere. Well, sometimes things like that happen. I mean, even if you are shorthanded, sometimes you still just drop the ball. It happens. It happens. Drop balls do happen. It's football. Well, I will say this. Mike Zimmer running that Cowboys defense, that could be some problems.
I did not see that game being played out that way. I totally did not, even though that I picked the Browns to win that game, I did not see that game. Whew.
Deshaun Watson looked lost.
Sure
Deshaun Watson looked confused. There were some drop balls. But, I mean, like I said, Mike Zimmer leading this defense, you can see the difference from it being Dan Quinn running it to Mike Zimmer running it. Micah Parsons is playing himself to get a huge, huge payday from somebody somewhere, as he was a force. And, oh, by the way, DeMarcus Lawrence said, "Hi, remember me? I'm still pretty good,
too. Still play this game. Yeah,
play this game. And the former UCLA Bruin, who was going to be a 49er, but once he found out his old head coach was running the defense, Eric Kendrick said, "I'm going to Arlington." And he had a very nice, solid game for the Cowboys. I mean, Dak got paid hours before the game. All Dak had to do was just manage the game because the defense was dominant. We saw that. Zeke finds the end zone in his return to the Cowboys as he ran for 40 yards. Sedarius, a.k.a. CeeDee Lamb, made some ridiculous catches. The one catch to where Ward was just all over him, and Dak just put it where it needed to go, to where it was either going to be caught by Lamb or it was going out of bounds. But again, as I keep saying this, I've been saying this for years, Brandon Cooks just find ways to just continue to make plays.
No matter where he's at.
No matter where he goes. He just finds a way to make plays and finds the end zone, as he did yesterday. As he was butt naked wide open by himself on that touchdown pass that But again, going back to the Browns, for a team that had the number one defense in football, which I still think their defense is still going to be very, very good, no question. But it's just, again, my question was,
it didn't look right.
But the thing about Ferguson is he avoided an ACL tear. We're still waiting to see the extent of the injury. Also, David Njoku, who's one of my fantasy tight ends. He has suffered an ankle injury. We don't know the severity of it, so hopefully we will get comments on that. But the Cowboys, big win, 33-17 against the Browns in the dog pound yesterday. And well, I'll tell you what, the last two times the Lions and Rams have played, it's been damn good quality TV and damn
always good quality football, man.
And it did not disappoint at all yesterday. Even though the Lions was up 17-7 or up 17-10. Hold on, folks. Carry wide. Do something. Hold on real quick. Carry for a minute.
So we're okay. We can talk about the booth. Let's go ahead and go there as we hit the comments real quick. Tom Brady looked nervous. I think he did okay for the first time. He'll get better. He got the right guys to carry him. But as I get back to the Lions and Rams game, Jahmyr Gibbs looks pretty good. That kid's a stud. I like what he brings to the table. Stafford looked pretty sharp. The Rams defense looked pretty good, even though they miss Aaron Donald. You can clearly, but they look like they'll hold their own for a little bit. The Lions just play good Lions football. I pick them to win that game? Let's go ahead and run down the list of. We didn't really go down the list. So pick the Ravens. That took an L. Rams stink. Well, of course, you're supposed to say that. You're a Niner fan. I would almost saying like go Chiefs. I would never do that.
Well, okay. I mean, as much as I dislike the Arlington Cowboys,
Right.
Mike Zimmer running that defense is it's only gonna make that defense a lot better. Because I mean, I could say F the Cowboys, F the Rams all day, every day, but I'm not an idiot to say that they suck. The Rams didn't make the playoffs last year, and some people have the Rams and the Lions in the NFC Championship game. I'm not one of those guys, but a lot of media people. We're not talking about the Bears. Like I said, the Bears.
You must just that was about what.
No, we talked about the Bears. Went back to 2005, 2006 when Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher and Mike Brown and Peanut Tillman was scoring for the Bears. But the Lions found a way as in overtime. They just said, David Montgomery, we're just going to give you the ball and you just run and run hard.
Good God, he baptized that guy.
And running behind that offensive line, which is one of the best O-lines in football, the Lions O-line, with Mr. Sewell leading the way. They drove the ball, only threw the ball one time, but it was all David Montgomery on that drive.
Yeah. As
the Lions, in front of a frantic frenzy house in Ford Field, getting the win by a final score of 26-20. Stafford threw the ball well, even though that one pick was costly. Hopefully Puka Nacua is okay. He had a knee injury. Don't know the severity of it. But again, I've been saying this for years. I don't look forward to seeing Cooper Kupp twice a year, and I still stand by that. As a Cooper Kupp, Cooper Kupp was Cooper Kupp.
That catch on the sideline.
Oh yeah, toe drag swag. Oh yeah, toe tap.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Kick up the pellets. Yeah, he's still the guy. But Jamison Williams, second-year man from Alabama, had a rough rookie season last year. Had himself a game, 5 catches, $121, 2 TDs. As the Lions, looking to show that last year was not a fluke, off to a 1-0 start on the season, and they get the win, 26-20. Now, just got some news. The fight that took place between the Chargers and the Raiders, there will be no suspensions, but there will be fines.
Of course.
If there's one thing I can take, even though I know they lost by 12, 22-10. But one thing I think that really impressed me was the fact that they only had 2 penalties throughout the whole entire game.
Yeah, but those 2 were very costly.
They were, yes. Now, again, there were some calls by the referees that kind of screwed y'all.
Yeah, the holding call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the not so good spot.
That was a first down on Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
I was a little upset that one didn't get a review because he clearly either fell on the line or over the line. So, yeah, just mismanagement up top. Somebody up top should have buzzed down AP on that one. So somebody missed that. What I can take from the game is the defense is going to be solid as expected, but they were just on the field too long.
Yeah, they just got tired at the end.
Yeah, and that was Jim Harbaugh type of football. Run it down your throat.
Oh yeah,
and they're gonna break you. They found a wrinkle in our defense, and on that second touchdown run, our second deep run, Diablo over pursued. He was supposed to cover that gap, so he didn't cover that. So the defense played well. You saw some flashes with the offense. The offensive line still needs a ton of work, clearly. Minshew didn't have much time to throw the ball or step into throws to get downfield. Scott Mitchell Award goes to Minshew. We're just going to go ahead and get that out the way. Brock Bowers is going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. He was open. He blocked. So it's like I said, week 1. Some things to look at. They can work on. It's going to be tough next week, though, because they're going to Baltimore, and they're going to be pissed off Lamar Jackson. So that's going to be very, very tough. So not looking forward to that game. But they still got to play it. But it's still things to take from it. So not upset. That's just my take. So not upset. Things to take out of it.
Well, I will say that I will say this, just as a fan of his talent, it was really good to see J.K. Dobbins out there play very well.
Yes,
the man has gone through a lot with the injuries, but I mean he was very efficient running the ball. Only ran the ball 10 times, but ran for a $135 and found the end zone twice. But as you said, I mean, the consensus of this game was whoever was able to run the ball was going to win this game.
Oh, by the way, those 3 turnovers didn't help either. You take away those 2 turnovers,
it did not.
That's 6 points off the board that the Inglewood Chargers don't get. That's 2. They got 2 field goals off the turnovers. And one of them we were moving
Jordan,
the ball.
We talked about the Jacksonville Miami game.
No,
you might have probably came on after that, but we did talk about we talked about the Battle of Florida.
Yeah, we talked about Tyreek Hill having a good game after having some troubles in the morning.
Yeah, troubles in the morning along with Calais Campbell. But I mean, that's the one thing, and something that Uncle Bobby told me earlier this morning as we were conversating. He said they didn't do enough play action, and he says they didn't throw the ball to Devontae enough. He said the way the Rams fed Kupp is the same way the Raiders should feed Adams. He was like, I'll stop. But he also said the difference was the Chargers kept running the ball. Huh?
Panicking already.
He said the Raiders were hesitant to run the ball, and the result was Dobbins got the 2 big runs, and the Raiders kicked on 4th and 1. Now, let me ask you that 4th and 1 question. If it's you as head coach, are you going for it?
On that situation, yes. I agree with him taking the points in the last situation because the defense was playing good, which when they kicked it off, they did get a 3 and out, and the offense did get the ball back. Yes. The 4th and 1 where he punted, no. I understand the reason why, because the offense couldn't even get it the 2 previous times, the last time they went for it. So I get what's going on in his head, but the Chargers were kind of rolling in that time, So I'll at least try to pull out a one play that you didn't run, use Gardner's legs. He is a scrambling quarterback, so or in that situation, what you got Tucker for? Run a jet sweep. Don't try to run it up the gut with Zamir White, which clearly that wasn't running. The offensive line wasn't getting much push, so help them out by doing something quick. Boot Minshew. They didn't utilize his legs, but again, it's still week 1. They're gonna learn from that. Maybe the next time they get in that situation, you might get a different play call. Again, this is a new offense they're learning. The only thing that returned is the defense. That's why they look good. There's that consistency on that side of the ball. We already got that there. Now we're trying to get it on the offense side of the ball. So it's going to work. I'm not ready to bench Minshew to bring in Aiden O'Connell as I was talking to a certain Raider fan who wanted to pull the trigger. And I asked this question, which pretty much couldn't give an answer, which he said he did. Do you think Aiden O'Connell would have did better in that situation?
That's a good question.
So. I don't think so.
Mr. Corey, check your inbox. I was not being a dick. There you go. Anyhow, a lot of questions I have tonight before we call this a day, which again, we will be back tonight to recap tonight's Monday night game between the East Rutherford Jets and the Santa Clara 49ers on Monday night. But what I was going to say was I do have a lot of concerns. Obviously, I don't know which version of Trent Williams you're going to get because, again, yeah, nice you got your bag, but are you in football shape? Is your body ready to take the hits from being in pads and in a helmet? Because, again, this is talking about protecting the blind side. And, of course, Ayuk, are you in shape? Like I said, there's a difference between being in shape and there's a difference between being in football shape. I don't know if those guys are in football shape. Now, yes, not having Hassan Reddick is not gonna it's gonna hurt. Again, Rodgers is 40, coming off an Achilles. What kind of effect is he gonna have?
And his mobility.
I don't know.
What I'll be concerned about too.
That too. That's the ultimate question. Again, how effective is Christian McCaffrey going to be with that calf injury? I don't know. Jordan Mason had a very good preseason, along with Isaiah Guerrero, the rookie from Louisville. So maybe, hopefully, those two young bucks can carry the load if CMC is not at his full capabilities. Aaron Banks, the left guard, he's questionable. So now the left side, which is the good side of the offensive line, they got Banks has a knick-knack with a finger. Obviously, you don't know which version of Trent Williams you're going to get.
You muted yourself.
The computer muted me, not me. Yatur Grossman, he's not playing tonight. D Winters, he's not going to play. No, Hufanga is not playing. I think he's still on the pup list, so he can't come back until week 4 anyway.
Week 4, right? Yeah.
So yes, I did.
Oh, then everybody should be able to.
No. Mr. Corey was commenting before I had made it public. That's why I didn't see all of his comments until I got an alert.
Copy that.
So yeah, I made it public. But Mr. Corey has just not commented since. But however, those are some questions that I have. Greenlaw still on the pup list. Greenlaw won't be back till later on in the season.
Yep.
Which is why they signed. Where is he? Hold on, I gotta go to the depth chart here. Which is why they signed. Where is he? That's why they signed Devondre Campbell to play in Greenlaw, or to be the will linebacker. Because you got Demetrius Flanagan-Flowers playing the Sam. That's Greenlaw's position. He's the Sam linebacker. We know that Fred Warner's the Mike.
Yep.
But I will say this, though. I do like Tatum Bethune, the rookie from Florida State. He had a very good preseason. You still have D Winters when he's healthy. But that's why they signed Devondre Campbell to complement Fred Warner. I really don't think he's that big of a loss, Jordan, and I will say why. Because first off, he got the money that should have went to DeForest Buckner, and the only reason why he had that season that got paid was because he was playing off of DeForest Buckner. And plus, you add Malik Collins to be next to Jordan Hargrave. To me, I think that's an upgrade from Eric Armstead, because Malik Collins has been very good for a very, very long time. This front four that they have now, not to say that they have not had good front fours for a long time, but I think this particular front four that they have, with Malik Collins, Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, and Nicholas Jonathan Bosa, this might be the best front four that they've had in the Shanahan era since he's been the head coach since 2017. And again, I wish they would have kept DeForest Buckner.
Yep.
Again, the money that he should have got, it went to Armstead, and now you see DeForest doing things in Indianapolis. But I think this particular front four here, No, Kinlaw is actually on the Jets. So Kinlaw gets a chance to get some retribution against the team that drafted him. And the only problem with Kinlaw was Kinlaw cannot stay healthy. You saw flashes. You saw the talent. But as we always say on the show, your best ability is availability. And Kinlaw, unfortunately, was not able enough. But good for him that he gets to go to a situation because he knows Robert Saleh played under him. So he knows the defense. And having him play with Leonard Williams is definitely not a bad. It's definitely not a bad thing for sure.
Agreed.
But I think the matchup that I'm interested to see is Sauce Gardner against Brandon Ayuk. That's always going to be a good matchup to see that. But I mean, really, it's just gonna come down to is what version of Aaron Rodgers are you going to get? Because this is his first game in literally a calendar year.
Major injury at that.
Major injury at that, and oddly enough, the man that was involved in that play when he got hurt is now on the defense of the 49ers in Leonard Floyd. So then there's that factor. But again, my concern is for the Niners offensively is can they effectively run the ball enough? Because again, don't know how bad the calf is with CMC. Don't know what he is percentage-wise.
Yes.
So again, will it be he is on the PUP list. I know he wanted to play, but just the fact that he's alive under his own power and he will eventually make his debut of the season. It just won't be possibly till later on. But right now he's just recovering from that unfortunate situation that happened at Union Square in the city, which sucks. But I mean, it just is what it is. But nonetheless, folks, it's time for my guy to go do his 9-to-5 duties per se, and get on out of here.
Mondays.
Do. But like I said, we will be back on later on tonight to preview, or not preview, but to recap the Monday night game between the Jets and the 49ers, and then we will go through our records for the picks week one, which no, I mean,
I can see right here.
2, 3, 4. So far, I only got 4 losses.
So I got 11 wins.
Yeah. So, I mean,
and then it could possibly be 12.
Is not bad. Yes,
not bad.
We do, but I mean, you got, but yeah, it's next man up.
Exactly.
This is again, and our good friend Chris Vera of Talking Ish with Dub, Chris and Mizzle, says a lot of times, this is why the rosters do need to be expanded. And plus, if you're thinking about going to an 18-game season, which of course the owners and Goodell possibly are thinking about that, you've got to expand the rosters. Well, Jordan Travis has got to get cleared first. Once he gets cleared, then you can start talking about that. Which would be good. Which would be good to see him on the field, but you gotta get cleared first. But wherever you may be watching the game at tonight, enjoy.
It'll be in my ear.
Looks like I have a place to go watch the game at tonight, so that's always fun and exciting. But nonetheless, we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us on this high noon edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show as we recapped week number 1 of the NFL. But thanks everybody for coming in. Special thanks to JP, the Afro Jaffos, to coming in along with Cleophas Jones, and of course EJ Wizzle, part of Creative Brothers Productions, to which if you are into editing, photography, videography, please get with Creative Brothers Productions. They're always looking for good people. Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Enjoy the game wherever you may be watching at. And we will talk to you later on tonight as we recap Monday night and give a little sneak peek of week 2 of the NFL. In the meantime, for Batman, I'm Double A. And finally, it is Christmas for me. And I will catch you later on tonight for 2:45.
Yes.
recap of Monday Night Football. But in the meantime, literally right now, it really is 5 o'clock.
12 o'clock. So weird. Well, I got water, so that's.
Thanks for watching. I didn't have my morning orange juice, but nonetheless, catch you guys later on tonight. Enjoy the game, and you've been watching the Mizzle and Duff Show.
Peace out. Yeet.
Yeet.
Super dope beat maker.